Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Entrepreneurial Mindset. How do entrepreneurs work with contingencies? Actually, non-entrepreneurs hate contingencies, entrepreneurs love contingencies. And I will tell you why. There are good examples for that. Look at these two. Potato chips. How were potato chips actually developed? Well, it started when guests complained in a restaurant about potatoes being too thick. So what the cook tried then is to cut them as thin as possible and then fry them. And this is when potato chips were born. So it came out of chance. It actually came out of a complaint by customers. Second example, Post-it. In the 3M company, the glue was developed and this glue wasn't sticky enough. It should have been more sticky than other glues. It didn't work out, so the chemistry didn't work out or whatever. So basically the 3M company first of all said, we're not going to use it. We do not have an industrial use for that. A typical situation for large corporations also, we have to say that 3M is really entrepreneurial. However, in that case, they were not entrepreneurs, said no to that. One of the employees of the 3M corporation then used the glue and at the very end, in a long story, built the so-called Post-its. It was also contingency. That was actually a failed development that led to a new entrepreneurial idea. And these are only two examples where entrepreneurs started a business out of a contingency, out of something you might not have liked in the first instance, a customer complaint or a failed development. But it led to new opportunities. And this is the next principle Saraswati is describing as leveraging contingencies. Non-entrepreneurs basically like to go from A to B, maybe on a rough path, but they go from A to B, they have the boundaries, and they try to block out something coming up as a contingency which might make them fail from A to B. Expert entrepreneurs, and she discovered that, they like contingencies because they use contingencies not to go only from A to Z, but to different points. And maybe this different point is a lot better result than what they have thought in the first instance. And if you listen to the quote of John Rockefeller, he said, I always try to turn every disaster into an opportunity. It's a typical quote for that. So entrepreneurs try to work with contingencies. If something happens, a customer complaint, a failed development, and so they try to take this as a chance for something better. And how do you do that? Well, you can use various instruments. And the first way to cope with contingencies, to cope with surprises, is the so-called curiosity mode. Be open for surprises. Look at customer complaints more closely because you might be able to use them in a positive way. Try new things. Try to meet new people. Try to meet customers. Expose yourself to new ideas. And this is the way you can also learn about new developments or potential contingencies that might help you in developing your company. Look for new directions. Maybe the direction for your company you had in mind is not the right direction. So in which direction do you go? Is there another direction which might be a lot better? And remember, you can easily do it compared to a large corporation because you can always change your way since you only worked stepwise. This is the advantage of the affordable loss principle, by the way. Another way to use contingencies is actively looking at your own surprises. Is there anything that surprised you in your development? Is there anything a customer did with your product which you didn't expect? Like looking at the first Palm, they thought they make a small computer. And they were really surprised when they looked at their customers and asked them, why did you buy my small computer? That the people said, I didn't want a computer, I want a small device for my calendar, because I had this paper calendar and it was all messed up and I wanted to bring it in order. So they thought the people are not looking on the computer market, they're looking on the calendar market, which is a big surprise for them, but they used it in a positive way. And by using this in a positive way, they used the surprise, the negative event, in order to make something positive out of it. And that was their path to success, by the way. Ask yourself, what can you do? What can you do with your new means? What can you do with these surprises? Can you do something new, try something new, and go into that change? Basically, that's an easy way to try to cope with contingencies, but the main thing is that as an entrepreneur, try not to hate surprises, try to like surprises. Try to like customer complaints, wrong developments, because you might be able to use them for something a lot better than you expected before. This is the principle of leveraging contingencies. So never forget, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. This is a positive way of dealing with that.